Hi everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. That's Jack.
Looking for a battery?
He lost the battery.
Yeah.
And today we're going to do something that's usually like a standalone or like a side or an hors d'oeuvre kind of stuff. Or if you're a fat guy and have enough of them, it can be a whole meal. We're going to do some deviled eggs. Yeah, deviled eggs. And we're going to get right into those. Let's get it done. So to instill Satan, you're going to need some eggs. The recipe originally called for 6, but we're going to do double that, so we're going to do 12, do the whole thing.
Yeah, doubling.
So you need some mayo, a little bit of mustard, some vinegar, salt, pepper, and some paprika to put on the top of this like a classic deviled egg. And because we're in Texas, we're going to use some Tony Sastries and some hot sauce and make some spicy ones too, because we can. So we just learned how to do this. We always just poured water in first, and then put the eggs in, and then felt silly. But put the eggs in first, then add the water on it, and you don't have to worry about them cracking.
This changes everything.
I feel like I've been mentally slow about it my entire life.
Yeah, like I've always put the water.
Why had it never
in
dawned on me to do it? Whatever. So just take all your eggs, put them in here, put the water on top. I think it was like 6 to 8 cups, something like that. What you want is about an inch and a quarter space above them in case they need to go up and down or they bubble around a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so just fill it up just a little bit. Like I said, I think it was 6 cups out of the 8 that I put in the thing. And then put those on the fire. So, you put it on the fire, you want it to get to boil. Once it gets to boiling, so crank it up to the top. So, once it gets to boiling, we'll come back to it. Now it's boiling, turn it all the way down to low, let it sit.
For about a minute?
For 1 minute. And then once that minute's up, just go ahead and turn it off and just let it sit for another 14. So it's like only 15 minutes with the actual doing stuff.
Yeah.
Once it's done, don't just reach your hand in there.
Yeah, don't do that. It's bad.
Boiling water hot. Use some tongs if you want to. But the best thing is to go rinse them under some cool water to cold water. Rinse them out. Use your holy bowl. Get them in there. Now there's a million different ways to crack and peel these stupid eggs. Now I always just cracked them a little bit and pulled little pieces off. Then took a spoon, stuck it under the skin, and just kind of
if you can get underneath
now my squire
the shell.
tried to show me how to do this. Like you tap on it a little bit, and then you mash the living shit out of it, and roll it back forward. So you crack the thing. When she was doing it later, she did it better, but all it did was make itty bitty pieces of shell that took forever for me to get off the egg.
You're supposed to get your thumb underneath the shell.
My thumb is way too big for that shit. They ended up rupturing, whatever. Also, when we did this, we learned a lot of things about how to peel eggs, and number one is don't let Jack do it.
Yeah. I had bad luck. I had really bad luck.
So once you get the egg out, you make sure all the things off. You got to rinse them if you want to. That's fine. That's my squire over there showing me how to do it with the skins. Jack's behind us over there screwing up eggs in the background.
Yeah, I destroyed 2 eggs, but they were
salvageable. I used my
salvageable.
spoons pretty good, but we didn't get a lot of filming of that. So once you get those out, here's Jack's egg.
Yeah, it just got to split.
Going. Now take your knife, and you want to cut it long ways. But if your egg's all screwed up, you're going to get that. Now, get you a spoon, pull the yolks out, and put it in another bowl. Don't worry about the egg bits.
Salvage that.
Oh, yeah, we were able to use that anyway. But that's when you boil it like that, you don't want that gray line around the outside of the yolk. You just want it straight yellow. So when you boil it like we did, that's how you get those. Be sure your knife is sharp, or you're just going to mash it. And it'll get all screwed up around the edges.
Sharp knife is a good knife.
Well, the only good knife is a sharp knife. It's not, it's just a bludgeon.
I mean, butter knife isn't very sharp, and it's a good knife.
Hey, don't talk bad about my flathead screwdriver. So be sure to get these out here. They don't have to be perfect, man. It's very Bob Rossian, and if it's not perfect, as long as you're still doing it, it'll still taste the same.
Yeah, you know, you get it all out.
So be sure to get all these, put them in a bowl. We upgraded to a bigger mixing bowl because we realized we had way more yolk than we had anything else. Get you a fork or a spoon and mash the living crap out of these yolks. Just get the yolks on you. Oh. And there's a little piece of egg. Pull that out. What, you don't like the dad joke? Like,
no, that's the egg yolk part. I'm not real big on egg yolks.
Man, the whole thing tastes like egg. So get half a cup of mayo, put it in there.
I don't like that.
Just the scrapey noise bothers you. I can't get all the mayo off of there. Again, this is very much
spatula thing.
Mayo, so it's Canadian or white people food. I don't
know who came up with this.
Who looked at an egg and said, "How can we make this gross?" So,
just man, you really want to get all that mayo in there, aren't you?
Well, that's what the recipe told me to do.
And mustard.
Just mustard. This was
teaspoon.
1 teaspoon of mustard per, and then per 6, and then we doubled it, so it was 2. Now some people leave those out and they do other stuff with it. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
Salt.
it's like a quarter of a teaspoon of salt and like half of a tablespoon of pepper. Like it was a lot more pepper than anything else. And then mix it together.
Can make your egg slurry here.
Yeah.
No.
Now, when you get a chance, you need to put in half a teaspoon of vinegar. Apparently, we didn't catch that on video, but that goes in that mix too.
I think it actually is coming up. Well, I guess we... No, wait. Yeah, we completely forgot to add the vinegar
Just
in
take
video.
it and put it right in the top. Like I said, it doesn't have to be pretty. Don't have to have the fancy plastic serving dish we got there. Just put it right back in there. So you just took it apart, added stuff to it, smashed it,
Smashed
put it back in the thing. No, we did half of these, right?
Like your basic
So we did 12
style,
of them,
yeah.
and then we went back and added as much the Tony Chachere's or Cajun spice or anything you can get just to taste. And then we use that caminari stuff we used in our
That stuff's
tasting
hot,
thing.
man.
We'll put
Ooh.
the link to our tasting thing down in the doobly-doo if you're interested in that. Sprinkle that in. It has a great flavor to it. And it's spicy. But in this, you couldn't really taste it. It was really good. Now, we actually went and added some chili powder as well. Mostly because we want to be able to differentiate the spicy ones from the not spicy ones.
Chili powder is a good way to change the color on something if you add enough.
Just little spots of red in it is the best way to differentiate it. Mix that in there. You can put anything in there. I've seen people make guacamole and put it in a freaking egg, but that sounds disgusting.
People put what?
Yeah.
No.
It's
Hell
not
no.
happy. And then just take it and fill these in. This is the part that takes forever. I've seen people put pieces of green olives and just like put it on top as like
that's
garnish,
disgusting.
or pieces of cilantro that sticks to the top and use it as garnish.
Actually, now that you
Which-
mention it, I think I have seen that.
I like
It's still
the
disgusting.
I like the cilantro. I don't think I like as much as I like the olives. But I'm a martini guy. So now once you got these all filled in and they all look good, get your paprika. You might want to shake it up a little better than I did because we had clumps because Gulf Coast humidity, so it didn't come out
Yeah,
normally. Like
our
you can see right here,
paprika
just
was
like
not
a
prepared.
lump just fell out. Just kind of mash it till it's powder. Keep going. So it's not the fanciest kind of deviled eggs you'd come across at like a
But it
high-end
works.
restaurant or something, but it's pretty. I mean, it all goes in the same place. So there you have it. That's our deviled eggs. If you come back later with a Q&A, I'll tell you the story about getting drunk and throwing these things up. These are really super cheap. You can use them as appetizers, or if you're just a fat guy, use them all as one thing, and we cost us like maybe $5 at the most.
If
Just
even.
the eggs and stuff are the most expensive. So there you have it, deviled eggs, both regular and spicy. If you saw the last end of that, if you skipped that because you didn't like spicy stuff, well, I'm sorry. We're in Texas. That's just how we do things. We run with the devil. So be sure to like, share, subscribe. Look at our stuff. Our cast iron giveaways gone, but stay tuned for the next one. We'll make sure to get you something that's worthwhile. If you don't like cast iron, I guess we get sponsors, whatever. So you can find us here all the time, but we upload Tuesdays and Fridays at YouTube at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. You can find us at Living Between and Instagram, or on Facebook at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen there. Patreon, we're also on there at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen, and Pinterest. Yeah, we're on Pinterest. You can find us over there. Check out our recipes there. Mostly it's just linked over here, so you'd probably be better just come to YouTube. And we'll see you next time.